Welcome back to D&J React, where music sparks conversation.
Every day.
In today's conversation, it's what nobody understands about Josh of SB19. We covered Ken, Pablo, Stell so far, so if you haven't seen those, go check those out. We've been learning a ton about these guys. They're all super inspirational. All came from the bottom.
Worked their way to the top.
Grinded their way to the top. Extremely impressive. But yeah, let's jump into Josh and
Let's check him out.
See what he's got in store.
Akala ako hindi legit pero dati dumadayo talaga ako ng Dota. Sabi nga nila, unique yung voice ko. Hindi na lang sinabi sa akin.
SB19 Josh embodies the word charisma in the P-pop industry. Some people would even kill just to get a taste of his life. Surrounded by loyal friends and fans who would do everything for his success. However, behind the golden facade hides the painful truth.
Yeah, look at that water.
From falsely accused of cheating in
cool.
games to proving himself innocent by becoming a champion. Some haters even see him as the group's weakest link. So in today's video, haters will be proven wrong and viewers will be given inspiration because his journey is nothing short of electrifying.
They can all do backflips.
All of them, dude. They're all athletic too. The one thing that I noticed with all the top performers, like in BTS and in here, they're all athletic. They're all super artistic. They're all amazing at dancing. Like they all have like all these different talents. It's not just like they're good at singing. It's like they're so good
Everything.
at a bunch of different
I know.
things. It's crazy.
They're all geniuses too.
Yeah, literally.
Josh Cullen Santos was born in Las Piñas City, Philippines. He was raised by his mom, Aldrin, along with his sister, Yuna. He also had two other siblings who didn't grow up with him and they remain undisclosed to this day. When Josh was 3 years old, they moved to Imus, Cavite. Having a single mom, Josh and his sister had to be entrusted to the care of a housemaid because their mom had to work away from home to support them. But instead of receiving care, they experienced hell at a very young age because this so-called housemaid physically tortured them by making them strip and pouring melted candle wax all over their bodies.
What is wrong
I'm not
with
even
you?
sure how long this went on. Probably long enough that Josh was already able to remember it before the abuser got eventually apprehended and put into jail.
Wow.
He even shared that he
That's
still
crazy.
has the burn scars to this day.
Wow.
Josh was a very smart kid, as he was a consistent honor student until he reached the 3rd grade. This was when things started to take a turn for the worst. Josh had to drop out of school with his sister because their mom couldn't afford their tuition anymore. They re-enrolled the next year, only to drop out again for the same reason. So Josh's former classmates became his sister's classmates, which led to her getting bullied at school for being a repeater. There was an instance when Josh got into a fist fight against his own former classmates to defend his sister. Imagine how messed up that is. Anyway, their family's financial standing gradually went on a downward spiral. They were barely eating once a day. It even came to a point when they only ate salt, soy sauce, and ketchup as their buying dish.
Wow.
They moved homes constantly from medium-sized apartments to smaller ones. Now, I don't know exactly how their situation got so fucked up this quickly, but Josh openly talked about it on his YouTube channel. So going back, there was no denying that young Josh and his sister were in a very uncomfortable environment growing up. I can imagine how their living conditions could mess with their head, especially at a very young age. This was when their coping mechanisms started showing up. For Josh's sister, it was rebellion. She constantly got into intense arguments with her mom, so she was barely at home. Josh was even asked to look for her at some point, and that's when he found out that his sister had started drinking. As a young teenager, Josh didn't know how to handle the situation, so he kept it secret and took care of his sister in his own way. Yuna even talked about this in public.
Mahirap yung nasa mga alam mo yun, kaya masakit sa nakikita ko rin nila. Kaya ngayon, kasi ako kasi, na-change yung mga kakakain. Susunduin niya ako, ihatid niya ako sa mga, ate, lasing ka na naman. Ginaganon niya ako. Hindi ka na lang ako pipihin na, hey ate, huwag ka matakot na, don't stand to your own, out of your box. Hindi niya ako, iniwan. Nakatulog ako sa likod ng pagbilang. Tapos nakita ko ni Josh, ginagawa mo dyan, bahog na. Sabi niya gano'n. Sabi niya, mamaya, alis si mama, maligo ka ha. Pag alis si mama, gano'n niya ako. Tapos, hindi mo natutumakay pa sa mama, ayaw pumasok. Nadala niya ako pagkain doon. Dito na ako sa pick-up.
This only showcased that Josh already
Dude.
Brutal, man.
They all have such like hard lives,
I
man,
know.
growing up. I feel like that's a majority of the stories out in these countries. Like a lot of
It
people are
seems like
just
it.
going through hard times and stuff, and only the select few make it out, you know? And
Yeah, they really struggled and worked for it, and thank God they succeeded.
bro, the candle
That's
wax
brutal.
shit when he was younger.
Yeah, that's sad, man. Like, how do you do that to a little kid? Like, I don't understand the mentality of people.
it's like
what is
almost the
wrong?
same as like hurting like a kitten or a
Yeah,
dog.
an
Like
animal.
they're helpless against you. It's just like beyond messed up. That
Yeah.
probably happened to that lady as a kid doing that to these
Yeah.
people too. But you would like
That's-
when most people when they get hurt like are beaten by their parents, they're like, I don't want that for my kid,
Right.
Or like other kids, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
They don't do that. That's crazy, man.
He had a good heart from the start. And if you think they already went through the worst, it only gets even worse. Josh got diagnosed with stage 3.
Hold on one sec. My cat's going crazy.
Come on, little kitty. Come be a part of the show. Alright, let's get back to it, man.
dengue. And it was so crazy because they only found out about it when Josh started puking blood. So he immediately got hospitalized, which meant draining their finances even more. The good thing about it was that they had a relative in the US who lent them some financial assistance. He gradually got better and got out of the hospital. They were fine for a while until their family's loans started piling up and there was nowhere else to borrow money from. They hit rock bottom to the point that they were forcefully evicted from their rented home, and I don't mean just receiving an eviction letter, but actually having a squad of authorities haul their belongings off the property.
God, dude.
Josh saw this moment as his wake-up call. He was so fed up with the situation, so he decided to take matters into his own hands by leaving his family to become independent. He started working as an internet cafe attendant while crashing into his friend's house and didn't even mind sleeping on the floor. If his sister's coping mechanism was rebellion, his was different. It was gaming.
Dude, they're all gamers. Every one of them.
He fell in love with highly competitive games such as Dota.
Alright, so this is like the common denominator. They're all gamers and they're all successful. So it looks like we need to become gamers.
Yeah, we need 100% play
Yeah.
video games like full time.
It's the only way we're gonna make it, dude.
That's crazy though, right? Like
I know,
all of them are so creative and they all play video games. I feel like that is the common denominator.
and not just these guys, but we noticed in like BTS,
BTS.
and a lot of the other bands that we've done, a lot of the members are gamers.
Yeah,
And they're
yeah.
all super successful and brilliant.
Yep. I
Alright.
feel like that's just kind of, I don't know. That's where their creativity comes from too. Is
so
like playing video games.
starting today, man, we're gamers.
Okay.
Dota, Dance Dance Revolution, Call of Duty, and more. Do you remember the old stereotype when this look is considered as an okay player, while this one is the epitome of someone who can give you a run for your money? Well, Josh was exactly that. He could build Lothar's Edge in 5 minutes, and he used to visit nearby town's internet cafes with his buddies to play competitive Dota, via LAN and
Damn,
one
those
of them.
people.
There was an arcade called Flashback in Cavite where the name Byte was commonly seen in the top score leaderboards. And guess what? That name belongs to this kid. His name earned the reputation of a DDR master. He even competed professionally and became a champion. He got so good at video games that when he started playing Call of Duty, most of his opponents mass reported him because they thought he was cheating. In reality, he was just too good. This led to his account getting wrongfully banned. So this was definitely a huge setback for him. But Josh wasn't gonna go down without a fight, because after a couple of years, he would join one of the biggest Call of Duty tournaments and end up winning the entire thing.
We're down to just 40
That's pretty wild.
players left alive, and yeah, it's an attempted backstab, but Yeah, Josh is on the case. We want to congratulate you on your victory. I mean, you won the showdown, an incredible run. How do you feel? How are you feeling right now?
Well, I'm actually really overwhelmed right now. Honestly, I didn't get to play Warzone for almost 2 years already. After the
He did it live while thousands of viewers were watching. He didn't only prove that he wasn't a cheater, but he also showed that he was a force to be reckoned with as a gamer. In doing this, he earned the respect of gamers all over the world. Am I enjoying too much talking about Josh's gaming redemption arc that I forgot to talk about his job? Sorry guys. So while working as an internet cafe attendant, he started reviewing for the alternative learning
Do
system.
you see that on his screen? That's I think Binance. He's trading crypto.
Trading cryptos, huh?
Interesting.
Smart kid.
He's playing video games on one screen, trading
Trading
crypto on the other. Dude, what a
He's just winning all the way around.
what a legend, dude.
Due to his innate brilliance, he easily acquired his high school diploma around 2010, which is around the same time when K-pop exploded in the Philippines. He inevitably got exposed to K-pop and immediately liked Big Bang, so he started going to K-pop events where he eventually saw Stell performing with Seiyon. Josh became an instant fanboy. Just take a look at his old tweets. Stell pretty much inspired him and made him want to become a performer. Josh's new quest was officially on. He formed a dance crew with his gaming buddies and they called themselves Big Bang.
Who
It
was
all
loving it?
starts somewhere, don't you agree? Back to his job, the family who owns the internet cafe he was working at apparently wanted to adopt him, but their attitude towards him noticeably changed after finding out that Josh had started performing. They suddenly increased his 9-hour shift to 18 hours, which left him no choice but to quit the job. He was given only a week's notice, so he had to find a new one as quickly as possible. His best option was to apply as a call center agent. In his first 2 attempts, he passed everything except the final interview because he was lacking a college degree. So he tried to put college undergrad on his resume and that's when he got accepted. He finally found a stable job that allowed him to pursue his dreams. He continued performing, which led to him crossing paths with amazing performers such as C13 of SNJ, getting mentored by Stell with Seiyon, competing against Ken's Amigos, and then becoming a mentor himself to Justin with Zero to Hero. It's so amazing how he quickly evolved as a powerhouse performer even before the whole training thing with Show BT. In fact, he would become one of the biggest reasons why SB19 came to be because he was the one who recruited Ken and Justin. During their rise in popularity, Josh started hearing about his long-lost father.
Opo, never po. Recently po parang may nagpakilala po sa akin na kakapatid po ng father ko. Kasi daw po, wala na daw sa katino ang isip. So, nagpo na lang. Ay.
Don't cry.
So fast forward to today, Josh is now a part of the greatest P-pop boy group ever assembled, backed with almost unbreakable records and even more achievements in the years to come. And speaking of achievements, you can become an executive producer by signing up for our channel's highest tier. Not only you will help the channel, but you will also help SB19 to be promoted worldwide through my videos. So after hearing Josh's story, would haters still think that he's the weakest link? In my opinion, it will be the opposite. He pretty much blew the haters away. Everything that he went through taught him exceptional skills that gave him an unfair advantage in his chosen field. And he doesn't even brag about it. Just take a look at this one. Want more of this? Here you go.
It's pretty awesome.
Temporary?
Bro, they're so good at everything.
Check. Girly? Check. You can put a check as well on the musical instruments like the keyboard and the guitar. Even choreography. And talking about checks, how about fat checks? Because the dude is an investor and practices stock trading. It is
so
even
awesome.
rumored that he's one of the richest SB19 members and makes the biggest business decisions for them. He gained the respect of his co-members because he's a survivor. He used his experience to keep the people around him involved, not just within his group, but also everyone in the music industry. He could easily become a life coach if he wanted to. Josh is simply the perfect example of talent and hard work. Which brings us to the lesson of his story. In his tale, we learn that no matter how broken your life becomes, everything will be fine as long as you don't break yourself. By not giving up, he slowly acquired different tools that would eventually allow him to fulfill his destiny. He believed that the best way to predict the future was to create it. So he kept learning and started surrounding himself with the best people available. He proved to us that failure only wins if we give it permission. And dreams do come true. It's just a matter of decision.
So true.
It's awesome that these guys, like, in all of their stories going back to the other ones too, like, they all came from, like, really hard times and stuff,
Yeah.
but they didn't, you know, go to alcoholism and, like, start drinking, which solves literally nothing.
No.
It just
Well, like you
makes
saw with his sister, kind of went that direction. He went the opposite way.
Yeah, like, instead of drinking and doing nothing with your life because you're angry, you turn that anger into motivation and, like,
Right.
fire, you know, drives
To get
you.
yourself out of that situation, do better.
Like, instead he got pissed off that, you know,
Yeah.
his family was moving the boxes out and they were coming taking his shit out of his house and stuff, and you know, that pissed him off, and then
Right.
next thing you know, he just started trying, like,
Yeah.
super hard at, like,
Just
everything.
climbing the ladder and moving ahead.
So that's super impressive, man. All these guys are extremely impressive. Guys, if you have any more long forms on these guys, let us know in the comments down below, because we want to start a new series. We just finished this series. We did the last, I think it was like 5 or 6
Well, there was
episodes.
There was 5 with one called 0.
Yeah, episode
So
0.
6 total.
We did that one too. So yeah, let us know down in the comments if there's any more long forms that you guys have for us. With that being said, make sure to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for more. Jump over to Patreon. We're giving 7 days away for free. There's a ton of content over there that's exclusive to Patreon, so go check that out. Jump over to GoFundMe, help your boys out. Our
Please
computer is
help.
dying on us. It's
Yeah, it's
super
bad.
hard to edit now. Everything's very slow. It's getting harder and harder to produce these videos, so please help us out. We really need it. And with that being said, we'll see you over on Patreon. Peace.
Peace.